Let's write another advantage and disadvantage essay. This one is from IELTS Academic 17. Alright, as usual, the first step is to read and understand the statement and the instruction. It is important for people to take risks, both in their professional lives and their personal lives. Do you think the advantages of taking risks outweigh the disadvantages? So, if you've noticed, this question has got two parts, both professional and personal lives. To get a good band score, you need to discuss both of them. You need to discuss risk taking in professional lives as well as personal lives, not just one of them. Now, it's time to decide. I think the disadvantages are more. My first disadvantage is in terms of professional life, people may fail and not risk anymore. And also, failures may reduce their confidence and they may never try again. The second disadvantage in terms of personal life is that people may fail and they may get disappointed or even depressed and never follow their dreams. So I mentioned both the professional and the personal life. But like the previous video, if you remember, I said that in order to get a better score, you should talk about both sides. Both advantages and disadvantages, but take a clear side. That's why I have one advantage. In terms of professional life, I think people may earn more money and get promotion. In terms of personal lives, I think people may learn and experience more. So in this way, both sides of the argument are presented, and all I need to do is to support and develop my disadvantages and one advantage. The next step is to paraphrase. This is my paraphrase. Taking risks is often considered essential for personal and professional growth. Instead of take risks, I used taking risks. Instead of it's important for people, I used is often considered essential. And instead of both in their professional lives and personal lives, I used for personal and professional growth. Now, in order to complete my introduction, I need to state my opinion. So remember I said I think the disadvantages are more. However, I believe that the potential disadvantages of risk-taking can outweigh the advantages. So in my first body paragraph, I will present my first disadvantage. In the second one, I will develop the second disadvantage. And in the third one, I will develop my advantage. So I said that the first disadvantage is people may fail and not risk anymore. And this may reduce their confidence and never try again. I need to mention that in my first paragraph and provide explanation and example. One disadvantage of taking risks in professional life is the possibility of failure. So what's the result of that? Which can be disheartening and demotivating. Now I need an example. For example, suppose an entrepreneur fails after launching a new business. In that case, they may feel defeated and hesitant to pursue other opportunities. Now it's time for the second one. Remember, confidence. Furthermore, I want to add another reason, so I use furthermore. Furthermore, repeated failures in risk-taking can reduce people's confidence. So what's the result of that? They may start questioning their abilities, becoming more risk-averse, and less willing to step outside their comfort zone. Now, the second disadvantage. So this one is for personal life. And I said people may fail, get disappointed, depressed, and never follow their dreams. Similarly, in personal life, things may not go as planned for risk takers. Now, I need to develop that and give examples. For instance, moving to a new city or country in search of a better life or for personal growth, in case of failure, may lead to disappointment, frustration, and even depression. So what's the result of that? As a result, they may fear pursuing their aspirations and taking further risks. Now, my advantage. So in this one, I will cover both professional and personal life. So for professional, I said they may earn more money and get promotion. And also for personal lives, I said they may learn and experience more. Conversely, so I want to talk about the other side. So that's why I use conversely. Conversely, taking calculated risks in professional and personal life can result in substantial rewards. Like what? Successful business ventures, for example, can lead to financial gains or career advancement. Another one. Additionally, embarking on an adventure, such as traveling solo to a foreign country, can provide valuable life lessons and unforgettable memories, enabling risk takers to test their limits and build resilience. Now I need to conclude, so I start with in conclusion, then I will repeat my opinion from my introduction, then I will summarize my both disadvantages and the advantage. In conclusion, while risk-taking is essential for personal and professional growth, its potential drawbacks cannot be ignored. So this is my opinion. Now, the first disadvantage. High chances of failure in professional life may decrease confidence, making individuals risk-averse. So this was the first disadvantage. Now the second one. Similarly, negative experiences in personal life can discourage pursuing their aspirations. Now the advantage. However, calculated risks can yield substantial financial and career rewards, as well as invaluable life lessons. So this was my advantage. So I wrote 264 words for this essay, and I organized my answer in 5 paragraphs. The first one was my intro. I just paraphrased the statement and mentioned my opinion. In the first one, I mentioned my first disadvantage and developed that. In the second one, I mentioned my second disadvantage and provided explanation and example. In the third one, I mentioned the advantage and developed that as well. And in the last one, I restated my opinion and summarized the 2 disadvantages and the advantage. In the next slide, you can see the points that give cohesion to my writing. You can pause, take a screenshot, and read it for yourself. And in the next 3 slides, you will find useful phrases and collocations from the lesson with their simplified definitions. All right, I hope you found it useful. Have a nice day.